Hello, this is D, and I'm back with another video, and today we got a bunch of stories to talk about in gaming. Now, we're going to talk about the PlayStation 5 sales. It's apparently at an all-time high. We're also going to discuss Ghosts of Yotai and if it actually charted. And of course, we're going to talk about the comments from Sarah Bond's Xbox president when she was talking about the next generation console. Now, first, I think we should start off with that before we get into these other stories, because I know this is kind of making the rounds right now. Now, Sarah Bonds, in a recent interview, said that the next Xbox will be curated towards PC. Now, we've known this for quite some time, that you're going to be able to play your PC games, you're going to be able to play your Steam games, as well as your Xbox back compatible titles. So unlike the ROG Ally, which is not an Xbox, this will be an Xbox console in the sense that you'll be able to play Xbox games natively on that device. Now, it's also going to be playing PC games, so it's going to be some type of hybrid. Now, the information that I've discussed on this channel and that I know that's out in the public is that the next chip from AMD is going to have a backwards compatible chip in there for Xbox. These are going to be Xbox PCs, and I believe at this time you can designate the name Xbox PC because they will be playing PC games and they will be playing Xbox games natively. Now, she goes into a little bit of detail here, and what she talks about is that this next generation console, you can pretty much, from her describing it, know that it's not going to be a cheap console. So let's just get into this clip and then I'll come back with some more of my thoughts.
The rumors are that the next gen console will be almost more like a gaming PC in a lot of ways, that it'll be super high powered. I don't know if you can speak to that at all, but I mean, that would be helpful for me because there's a lot of like PC games I'd love to play, but like I said, getting the barrier of entry seems like it's really high. So if there was a console that could kind of be a gaming PC and console in one, like that would be helpful for me. I don't know what you can tell us about the next gen console. Any?
Well, I can tell you you're right that the next gen console is going to be a very premium, very high-end curated experience. You're starting to see some of the thinking that we have in this handheld, but I don't want to give it all away.
So that pretty much confirms it, that the next generation Xbox, or the form of a next generation Xbox, is going to be a hybrid PC. And like I stated earlier, AMD and Microsoft Xbox are working together and they're going to customize the chip for that said hybrid PC, and it's going to have a backwards compatible chip in it that allows you to play your older Xbox titles. Now, some people are thinking that this is fantastic, this is going to bring Xbox into the future, and I just got to be honest with my thoughts on this. Now, I think this is great for people that value their backwards compatible titles and want to be able to play those games in the future. This hybrid PC is perfect for you. But for those that just want the best current gen games running at the highest fidelity, being able to play Xbox games, I don't think it really makes that much sense to get the hybrid, because the PC itself, you'll be able to play Microsoft games on there. There's Game Pass PC that allows you to play their games day one. In fact, Game Pass PC is the best value out of all of the Game Pass tiers, in my honest opinion, because you get all of the benefits and it's cheaper, and the price increase is not as much as the other tiers, and they didn't take anything out of that tier. The lower tiers, they got the day one games taken out. Microsoft is promising to put Xbox games, or at least the newly released games, within a year of having that service. So within 12 months time, you'll get the new releases. You're just not going to get them day one. So obviously that is a downgrade. Now, if you're on console and you want games day one, you have to subscribe to the ultimate tier, which also includes PC, which kind of doesn't make sense if you're just on the console. If you're on the console, you want the best available Game Pass subscription that you can get that is for the console. Game Pass Ultimate also includes the PC. Now, how is this going to go forward to this hybrid? Are you going to be charging people Ultimate when they have the hybrid PC? Could they use the PC Game Pass? It kind of gets a little bit confusing at that point. Now, I know we're kind of looking too far ahead in the future, but I kind of want to know what's going to happen. Are you going to still have to get Game Pass Ultimate? Are you still going to charge people for online service? Because on PC, as everybody knows, you don't pay for online subscription. So there's a lot of variables that just lead me to believe that that will be the last Xbox console. Now, I'm not like some of these other content creators that are saying, that's it, Microsoft is out of the hardware business, they're not making any more hardware, they're going to cancel the next generation console. That's not happening. They are going to be releasing a next generation console. As far as I know, there's going to be an Xbox next generation console, PC hybrid, as well as third-party ones. Now, is there a possibility they could cancel the Xbox One and just go ahead with the third party? Sure, I just don't see that happening. I think they're going to go ahead and release their own Xbox PC hybrid as well as third-party ones. Now, I think we might see some third-party ones early next year, perhaps, or November next year. I'm not quite sure. That would kind of make sense to me because we're seeing Xboxes coming off of a lot of retailer shelves. We've seen that, Walmart's not even having them in their Black Friday deals. We know that Costco is getting rid of them. We know that Sam's Club. It's just not a great time for Xbox right now, at least in the retail sector, when it comes to selling their consoles. Now, could they change their fortunes with this PC hybrid? I don't really think so. And I'm just being honest. And I don't think it's going to be a bad system. I think it's going to be a powerful system. And I already see gamers out there comparing the specs of Magnus and the PlayStation 6 and saying that the Magnus is going to be more performant than the PlayStation 6. Now, looking at both specifications, and perhaps I'll do a video where I compare them all, but just for the sake of time, I've seen both specifications, and yes, on paper, the Xbox is more powerful than the PlayStation 6. And we all know how that panned out this generation. The Xbox Series X beat it in some games, the PlayStation 6 beat it in a lot more games. Some games they were even. But if we're going by paper specs, the PlayStation 5 should never have outperformed the Xbox Series X. Now, the next generation Magnus, it has a higher bandwidth, but the PlayStation 6, they are doing something about the bandwidth. So they don't need as much bandwidth because of their compression techniques. And once again, this could see the PlayStation 6 outperforming the next Xbox PC hybrid. Now, of course, we're going to have to wait and see. Now, this next generation Xbox hybrid, the way that Sarah Bond said it's going to be curated, it's not going to be for the cheap. Now, we've seen today some reports that the Xbox Series X dev kit has gone up in price, I believe from $1,500 to $2,000. We see that Microsoft is raising the prices across the board. Their Game Pass service, even the discounts that you would get in Game Pass for certain games and the DLC, that is also gone. So Microsoft is in it to make money. So I can't see them releasing this PC hybrid and it being $700-800. I just don't see how it's possible. I think this generation, Microsoft said, screw it. Let's just go balls to the wall and let's just release the best hardware that we can release for our platform. I think that's what they're going to do with this PC hybrid. And I think it's going to be around $1,200. Now, some people have pegged it higher, and I just don't see it going higher because $1,200 is already expensive. And at that point in time, you're starting to look towards a whole ass PC at that price point. So I don't really know what Xbox is doing. I just know that they're making a next generation console, and I just don't know if it's going to be successful or not. I guess as we get closer to the launch of this system, we're going to find out more information and we'll test the waters on how gamers feel. But I know right now the sentiment is that a lot of Xbox gamers are fed up with Xbox. They're tired of the brand. Yes, of course you have the diehards, but Xbox as a console, as a brand right now, it's not in its best light. And that's pretty sad because they just released some pretty decent games. Ninja Gaiden just came out. I believe another game, Keeper, came out. They're getting good reviews. And nobody's really talking about that because Microsoft, Xbox's message, I shouldn't say their message, their I don't know, just their marketing, just everything, it's just so hazy. Even today, they doubled down on this. Everything is an Xbox with a new advert. And this is not it. And I'm telling you guys, their future is the PC. I believe this is going to be their last console. I believe after this console, maybe they'll license out the Xbox name. Other people can make Xbox PCs, but I don't think after the next generation console, we're going to see another, at least made by Xbox console. Now we're just going to move on from this, and I'm going to give you guys my honest take. I think it's sad. It's kind of depressing. I've been an Xbox supporter for so many years. Yes, I have not liked the direction that Xbox has taken, at least in the last year, and I've been very vocal about it, but that doesn't take away from the time and money and, you know, people that I met on the Xbox ecosystem. I don't know what to say. Xbox community. I've been there from day one, and I gotta say it's really sad to see Xbox in this light. And I don't want Xbox to leave the gaming space, because I believe the gaming space without Xbox is not a better gaming space. I think Xbox needs to get their act together, be competitive, and, you know, just make some great games. Give us a good console. Give us a reason to own that console. And right now, I can't say there's any reason to own an Xbox console, especially when all of their games are going to other platforms. And speaking of that, I know I didn't put this on the topic list, but whatever, we're going to get into it. Now, there are some reports that very soon, I don't know, later this week, maybe Friday, early next week, we are going to get an announcement of Halo on the PlayStation 5. And I'm telling you guys, when that becomes official, I think a lot of Xbox fans, they're finally going to see the light. And I think a lot of them are going to be upset. Of course, you're still going to have these guys that Xbox can never do no wrong. But it's just weird to see Halo on a PlayStation console. And in this very interview, maybe I'll put it up in the clip here. Let me see if I can find it here. Now, I'm just going to try to make this video short. I can't find the exact spot where she said it. But what she basically said is that exclusives are kind of the old way of doing gaming, and that they want to make games more accessible for gamers to be able to play the games where they want to. And once again, I don't think that's a terrible thing, but I think it's a terrible thing when you don't have any exclusives on your platform that make people want to go on your platform to be a part of your ecosystem, to buy an Xbox. If there's no exclusives, then, you know, what's the point? And if everything is an Xbox, nothing is an Xbox. Like, it just doesn't make sense, this whole marketing campaign. And I'm about to go on a rant again about the decisions that they're making. But with that being said, let's just move on to the next story. Now, Ghosts of Yotai, it came out October 2nd, and I believe it's not a full amount on the charts. So I believe next month we're going to get better metrics on the game and how well it did. But in the short time that they were able to capture it, I believe it was like 4 or 3 days, something like that, it charted at number 2. Now, NBA 2K6, as you can see on the screen, was number 1. Ghosts of Yotai was number 2. Borderlands was 4. Silent Hill 6, and so on. You can see the whole list. So it sold well. So to all the people that thought this game didn't do good because, you know, they didn't jump out and start talking about all the numbers, clearly the game did well. And according to, I believe his name is Matt, I forget his last name right now, but the guy that does all of the stats, he basically said that it's on chart to selling the same as the original game. So that's really good news. Now, his name is Matt Pescatella. There we go. Now, he also talked about the PlayStation 5 selling well in the US. Now, he says September 2025 US video game data. Fun fact, the PlayStation 5 has now surpassed the PlayStation 3 in lifetime install base. So that's cool. Source, and he reads out his source. Now, Shinobi said, very cool detail. Do we know if the PlayStation 5 is caught up to the PlayStation 4 in the US yet, or is it still behind percentage-wise? And he goes on to say in the US, PlayStation 5 has been ahead of the PlayStation 4 on a time-aligned basis for a very long time. As of September, month 59 in the market, the PlayStation 5 is ahead of the PlayStation 4 by 4.6%. So for all of those saying that the consoles, they're not relevant and that they're dying, this goes to prove that they're not dying. They're selling ahead of the PlayStation 4 by 4.6%, and the PlayStation 4 sold gangbuster numbers. The PlayStation 3 did very well also, and it's beating both of them. The only company that's not doing good in gaming right now that sells consoles is Xbox. They are far behind of what I believe the 360 did, as well as their last generation consoles. So it's just not looking good for Xbox. And all these detractors that always come out and try to throw shade at PlayStation. PlayStation is doing well. It's like, I don't understand. How are you throwing shade at the guys that are in number one? How are you throwing shade at Nintendo when Nintendo is outselling Xbox? Well, that's pretty much it for today's video. I think my next video, what I'm going to do is I might play my ROG Ally, my OG ROG Ally. I do have Microsoft's newest software on it. Now, of course, the new Xbox ROG Ally has a better processor in it, so it'll outperform it. But the experience is going to be very similar. The ROG Ally, the new one, is about 15% to 20% better than the old one. And I don't think that's a huge metric for me to have to go out and grab the new one. So I might do a video on that. If you guys want to see that, let me know in the comment section down below. Sorry for the lack of content this week. Like, I just feel like I'm rehashing this Xbox stuff because I talk about it all the time. And the stuff that I say now, it's like coming to fruition. Like, for how long have we been saying that it's going to be a PC experience? And we got a glimpse of that with the ROG Ally and the software that is on there. And Microsoft, pretty much going forward, they're going to put this software, this Xbox app, on all PC devices so you have access to Xbox games. They're going to put their games on the PlayStation. They're going to put their games on Nintendo. They're going to put their games in the cloud, on your TV, wherever you can play games. Xbox wants you to play games there. Now, for those that fall for the marketing that everything is an Xbox, no, your phone is not an Xbox. Your Fire TV stick, your LG, your Samsung TV, even your Xbox ROG Ally, these are not Xbox devices. These are devices that allow you to play Xbox games on it. For a device to be a true Xbox, it has to play games natively, not via the cloud. The Xbox ROG Ally, it can play PlayStation games via the cloud. It can play Xbox games via the cloud. So what is it? Is it a PlayStation? Is it an Xbox? Or is it a gaming PC that is in a handheld form? Now, just let me know what you think about this in the comment section down below. Let me know what you think about Xbox's future, what you think about this high-end curated next generation Xbox PC hybrid. Let me know what you think about the ROG Ally. Let me know what you think about the PlayStation 5 outselling the PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 3 lifetime sales. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Like I usually say, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys on the next one.